Welcome to a brand new episode of the post game. I am your host, Davion, and I'm joined by Oronde,
What up?
Lillian.
Yo,
And we are changing up some things on the channel a little bit. We're gonna change away from our traditional sit down and talk for an hour and a half about the NFL every week to more of a Q&A style thing that we're doing for our basketball channel, or our basketball like videos. So for the question of the day, well, first, how y'all doing?
We good.
Good.
tired.
Tired. Good. But yeah, our question of the day for our first, for the first one, this one is, are the Packers in trouble?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
There's no receiving core. The defense looks abysmal. Offensive line is struggling, and Aaron Rodgers is not playing well. They just look bad.
I agree.
Packers are scrubs now.
Oh, so I would agree. I think the Packers are definitely in trouble. I actually watched a little bit of this game yesterday, and Aaron Rodgers didn't look good at all. That team as a whole, and like that team as a whole didn't look good. And for some reason, like I don't understand this, but why are they only running the ball 12 times a game? Or not 12. Yeah, it's 12. 12 times a game.
It's funny because Rogers already complained like they're not running enough, and they're still not running enough.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He
And
complained 2 weeks ago, and it hasn't changed.
And so, like, what do you why do you think that is?
Because I would, my only thing I could give him was like maybe they haven't figured out their line completely yet.
Yeah.
And even then, back to Hari is still not completely healthy, so that would be another thing. But
shouldn't you
can't really excuse their running back talent that they're not using.
exactly like like you just said, like with their talent, like shouldn't you still try? Like even if my O line isn't good, like teams are gonna be guessing pass. They're gonna be running a zone all game long. Like I watched the final couple drives of the Packers in the game against Washington when they lost 23-21. And watching it, like there was 2 drives at towards the end where there were no run plays at all. And I was like, I understand you're behind, but you still had time, and you blatantly just did not run the ball at all. And so on every single, and it's like you're playing Madden. It's like when I play Madden, I don't run the ball at all. I just pass. And like that's what it looked like. I've never seen in my life a team just completely just negate the run, even with 2, we could say, good running backs and 2 of the top 15 running backs in the league.
And another thing is like I only checked in a bit of the first half because I was watching NFL Red Zone, and I looked. Heineke was like 4 of 11 in the first half with an interception. I was like, Packers should probably win this game. I guess Taylor turned into when he almost beat Tampa and was like, I got this. This is my game now.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean the Packers have pieces, but they are so bad at using them that it's laughable. I mean, this is the Packers when they don't have Devontae Adams.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not much has really changed about the offense, aside from losing Devontae Adams, and they lost MVS, but that's not as much of a loss.
Yeah,
I would
that's
say
very true.
I would say there were a couple passes that were dropped, and and that happens, especially for young receivers like that. But like how much blame do you put on Aaron Rodgers?
I'd say like half of it. No, I give him 30% because why is the offense coordinator not helping him run the ball or giving him plays to run the ball, and or why are his receivers still not catching stuff? We're in week 7, catch the ball, and that's not even the worst. It's not even one of the worst drops of the week. That belongs to Mike Evans.
Yeah, and I mean, it's part of why it's on Aaron Rodgers is like if you want to run the ball, you're a Hall of Fame quarterback. If you see that the run is available, call a damn audible. Yeah. I mean, that's something you're capable of doing. Your coach trusts you to audible. If you think the run is there and you want to run the ball, then run the ball.
Okay. So here's my one of my final questions. What? Not what? Do we think the Packers are they done or do they still have potential to have a real big say in the playoffs?
I don't think they're done yet, but it's not looking good.
Yeah, they're not done yet because NFC North and all, but they're putting themselves in a very bad position.
Yeah, I don't personally think they're done. Well, I definitely think they are rounding third base, and I definitely think that like the Vikings have showed that this is their division this season, whether you like it or not. And I feel like the Packers, they're putting they don't their offense isn't good enough or isn't producing enough, may I say, for them to be contenders to me right now. Like it's just not it. Like it's such a flat offense with no running, and a running game is always important. In big games, whether it's for 50 yards, they didn't even have over 50 yards rushing this game. Like this offense is lackluster, and there's just nothing. Like Aaron Jones had 9 receptions, 53 yards, and 2 touchdowns, and he was
That's
there
laughable.
and he was almost their leading like receiver. Al Lazard only had 2 more yards more. Like you have to figure this out, Aaron Rodgers. I feel like it's Aaron Rodgers' game to really. It's time for him to have to figure this out.
He might just have to play OC himself like he did a few years.
Yeah, I mean he let. I mean his arrogance let and allowed Devontae Adams to walk away because that is a big reason Devontae Adams left is because Aaron Rodgers wanted the big contract and he didn't know how long Aaron Rodgers was going to be around, and so he took it upon himself to control his career and he left. Now you're sitting and watching this Packers team crumble because he's gone. But any final things on the Packers from this week?
Nope.
Well, I have been your host, Davion. Lillian, Oronde, thank y'all for joining, and this has been Postgame. Peace.